Keto and Carnivore maniacs. Kind of carnivore maniac, really. Well, keto every now and then when we have to.
Most of the time, we're just maniacs.
No, that's a thing. That's true. I am cranky this morning because I don't feel like I got enough sleep. We were out late. It's a neighborhood alliance thing. It was good though. I mean, it was boring in some ways, and it was good in other ways. So we got to take a personality test, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That was fun. So, I always enjoy taking those.
We always wind up on opposite sides of the room, though.
Well, we could. Okay, here was the deal. So it was by color, and my two colors that were exactly the same number of entries, however you want to put it, were blue and green. And Robert's main color was green. And I know us enough to know that if we go into the same group, it's not as much of an icebreaker meet people experience because we're together.
Yeah.
So I decided to go for my other, which was blue, so that we would be in opposite groups. And I'm glad I did. It was very entertaining.
It was quite entertaining.
Did you enjoy breaking up? Yeah, so next time we'll definitely separate.
I was not really a hard participant, though.
No.
I kind of just watched everybody and tried to apply the personality to the traits I was seeing. And like the girl in my group that wound up pretty much taking charge and just running everything, because everybody else let her, because she was flat green-orange. Yeah. And it was funny because I'm green high orange.
Yeah.
So I had the tendency to right off, I wanted to bump heads with her in my mind. I was like, oh, you just gonna take over? And I was like, whoa. And so I started looking at the personality traits of mine and comparing it to hers and realizing that what had happened is she just was a little more tilted towards the orange. She was a little more tilted towards the orange, so she stepped up and took the leadership role. And nobody challenged her on it, so she just rolled with it.
Yeah.
And I would have been the one most likely to challenge her, but I was really just watching and engaging my reaction to what was going on. So it was interesting. I think I learned a lot, even though I didn't really felt like I had much input, but I got a lot of download.
It was super interesting to watch, especially being somebody that had multiple aspects of each of the personalities.
Yeah.
To then see people who didn't have multiple aspects and how they reacted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much a lesson and an experience in watching people.
Yeah. And then it was when the leader would talk to the group, you would find it's a group of 5 or 6 people, and 3 of them would answer the question simultaneously with the same answer.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is a group of random people, and you've already got a majority mindset.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Well, and then, they've done it so many times that we're separated into 4 groups. We're supposed to make some sort of a presentation, paper, song, whatever, that signifies our group. And she's walking around and she's like, every single time a blue does this, it's always how they start. Every time an orange does that, this is pretty much exactly the same one as they did last time. And it was so interesting because whether you mean to or not, you do have a standard reaction.
Yeah.
And pulling that out of your subconscious mind and into your conscious mind and being able to have control of that decision-making process that's really automated.
Right.
It was kind of interesting to experience.
Yeah. And then when you think about the fact that you're taking a group of people, and it kind of guides the ideas towards most common denominator. Because you're taking a group of people with like personalities and then offering them a like subject matter to discuss. And so, yeah, there's a pattern there on how they break down the question.
Okay.
It's just interesting. I mean, because I would have never thought that somebody would have come out with a drawing of a circus tent to describe their personality.
Yeah,
but she says that, like last class, that's exactly what they drew. It was a circus tent.
Yeah, almost like that.
Yeah. And so it was just interesting.
And I think it would be really cool to watch people. Kim has always talked about the fact that she wants to be she wants to own a company that does motivational speaking for companies.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of a situation and what these ladies do would be so interesting to be able to have a humongous case study of how people react to these requests of, do something that reminds you of whatever. And just because your opportunity would be so much larger to study people.
Oh, yeah.
It would be interesting.
That would be interesting to have that sort of thing, personality test, and run a study parallel to it.
I'm trying really hard to get my work to do a personality test, because we do these things every now and then, and they're like team building events, and sometimes it's just during our Thursday meeting, and I just think it would be really interesting because that didn't take very long at all compared to the rest of the meeting.
Yeah.
And so it'd be really cool to just be like, okay, here's 4 questions, answer them, and then we're going to break into groups and do that. Something.
What did you think about the Bulgarian woman talking about employment and staffing and how they did it there?
Talk about that, because that was awesome.
Yeah, she said that when they bring groups together in the hospital and ER where she works, this is such a high stress environment that everyone is required to take personality tests, and they build the team based on their personalities and which would most complement each other. And so your anesthetist and your surgeon are not going to be butting heads all the time because they have complementary personalities.
Yeah.
And that's how that they built their work crews. And she said that it was a normal thing, not just at ER where she worked. And it was really interesting that our culture doesn't really pay attention to the personalities of the employees.
But this group, when you talked about it, it was really kind of obvious, really, while we're there, because the gold group are people that are very rule-oriented, and the blue group are people that are really creative and come up with ideas, but have trouble implementing them because of their personalities. So you could have put a gold together, and you're going to get things done because that blue group person is going to come up with the ideas, and then the gold person is going to help them implement the ideas. And so it's that mentality of what is the best for each position. And that was kind of the point of the whole exercise, was to understand that when you're in a group, neighborhood alliance, HOA, work.
Yeah, any group, you can put somebody in a position that strains their personality and burn them out, when a simple moving them to someplace that complements the job, complements their personality, or even just moving them away from somebody that they have too many similarities to, then you can wind up with a more productive employee.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need 15 blues in one area.
Right.
Go ahead and break them up so that their strengths are being used appropriately.
Right, and you don't want to put an introvert in your front office.
No. Please don't do that.
Exactly.
If you want anyone to come in. So we did have an interesting meal because we had barbecue meat last night, but then at the actual meeting that we went to, they had pizza, they had fruit, and they had bags of nuts.
Salty and sweet. They had a bunch of candy and chips too, but moon pies, but it wasn't really on the menu. I wasn't interested. Okay.
So we both had a humongous tangerine. What do you think that was.
It
was a cutie. It was like an oversized cutie.
Yeah, it was just
In fact, I think we had 1.5.
I think it was a genetically modified orange. Is what I think it was.
Genetically modified. It was sweet though. That's the
Yeah,
first time I've had one in probably 6 months.
Yeah, it was extremely sweet.
Yeah, it was lovely. I went to bed with a little bit of pain, and I'm not in pain today, but I'm definitely groggy, which I'm not normally. And granted, I did stay up an extra couple hours, but normally when I'm super in ketosis, it doesn't matter. I'm still really awake, and today I'm just not. So, and we didn't eat the pizza. Let's clarify. Well, okay, Robert ate the pizza. I had the toppings on the pizza.
That is
Under
true.
the bus is what just happened.
Yeah.
And rolled over you twice.
Yeah. Backed up to make sure it was done.
Yep. I just ate the toppings, and I didn't really need to because I had already had like a half pound of meat. So I did gain a pound, but
for my own record here, and for those people that might feel like me, I really have a hard time like peeling the cheese off and eating the toppings and stuff, because it's not the way most people eat. You draw a lot of
you didn't want to do that in front of
attention
people.
to yourself.
Ah, that's what it was.
And so it's that social issue
Yeah,
of not wanting to be the weirdo. And so, it happens. And I just wanted to be honest in my motivation there.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really that I wanted bread. It was just the fact that I didn't want to tear it apart. Everybody watch me throw away my bread.
Well, and then they didn't even have any silverware, and so like I was literally taking the cheese layer off with my fingers.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to eat the bread. Because I knew how the bread was going to make me feel. So it was, whatever.
But let's be real.
Whatever.
Peer pressure exists, people.
All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey guys, so we're in the middle of a conversation that we want the community's opinion upon. So we've heard it said, what's that?
A giant drop of water.
From where?
The bridge we just saw.
Gotcha. We've heard that it said that when you switch your diet, that inflammation goes down, your head becomes clearer. But we've also heard doctors and other YouTubers talk about that you can kind of cure depression. But what we've been talking about is irritability
and sensitivity to other people's actions or even just circumstances, and how your emotions can be heightened or exaggerated based on diet. Because today I was just irritated about a bunch of little things that didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me to stop and just calm down and realize the overall insignificance of these minor inconveniences. And I couldn't understand why I was getting so irritated about little stuff. But then we talked about, well, wait a minute, we had pizza yesterday. Yep. And I was wondering if there was an emotional trigger to those kind of foods.
Well, and we were kind of going over everything that we had at the meeting last night. And to be totally blunt, we had several things that were off. And I say off, but, like for me, I had the toppings of the pizza. So I didn't eat the bread. But, we've been doing this carnivore thing for a little while. Well, we both had the GMO oranges.
No.
That's what I call them. And then we shared a bag of Planters nuts. I'm pretty sure it was Planters.
Planters, salted,
probably.
Sea
they tasted
salted
a little oil. Oh, they were sea salt?
They were sea salted peanuts.
So, those are the three things that were really different than normal. And then we had the meat and the barbecue.
Yeah, but
And pickles. We had pickles.
We've had pickles
I've had pickles.
before,
Yeah. Okay. So these are the things, but we were just curious if there's research out there that talks about an irritability response to certain foods, getting off the diet, or is there like, you end up with a gluten sensitivity? Do you have a sensitivity of some kind that gives you a reaction of irritability when you don't? Or when you do partake
or
of
do
something?
you experience this yourself? I mean, you notice that, if you have a candy bar or a piece of bread, are you snapping at your kids? I mean, I just want to know if I'm the only one, okay? That's it.
Are we psycho? This is normal, right? Is this a thing? Is this a thing that happens? Did this happen to you? You, right
Are
there?
you one of us?
Oh, by the way, and I'm doing a shout out. Terry Lee, you are warming my heart like crazy. I don't even know. We are sisters from another mother. I know this to be true. She is amazing. She, there are days, y'all, most of the people that watch me don't have their own channel. Okay, I'm going to say most of the people that watch and talk to me don't have their own channel. I mean, I think that I have a few people that do have their own channel, obviously. But YouTubing only because, and this is my personality, just me specifically, and as you all know, I wanted to start this channel because I wanted to log my progress in the keto journey. I've been doing it for 1 year, and being able to look back at day one and everything that's happened since then, my attitude, everything, is very therapeutic. It's very helpful to me, and that's why I did it. Most of the time I don't get caught up in wanting more subscribers because that's not really why I did this, but there's always that voice in my head, and I find that subscribers come and go and come and go and come and go, and I have an emotional response every time it happens. When I gain one and when I lose one, and it's just like, sometimes I second guess myself and I'm like, is this stupid? Why are people even watching me? But I have a couple people. Cindy Brown is one of them. She's amazing. And Terry Lee is the other one. And they are both, I don't mean to discount anybody else that's written in. Please don't, hopefully you get this in the spirit it's being sent. But they have helped me continue doing this because it's very heartening to me to feel like that our journey has impacted other people and that they've enjoyed it and that they've
cleaned something out of it. If nothing else, I can serve as a bad example.
Hey, I've kind of been doing that my whole life, so I'm pretty good at that. It's nice to possibly be a good example. Like, this is a novel whole experience, really. So anywho, that was our thing, is that we're going to start paying attention, and hopefully when we're irritable more than a normal, car jumping out of you or in front of you, or your husband not doing as he's supposed to. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully we'll be more aware of it now. Pull it out of that subconscious